kid, my parents, we got a trampoline from our neighbors. The short story is, my friend's dad was an insurance agent, and he had like the best insurance ever. And this tree fell on their trampoline, and it destroyed it. And so they got a brand new trampoline. And then they told my brother and me that we could have the old trampoline that was destroyed. And so we run into my parents' house, and we're like, Mom, Dad, guess what? I know that you said we couldn't get a trampoline, but we got our hands on a free one. You don't have to worry about it. We already told them to bring it over. And they're like, what? Because it's like that moment. I always say it's like when like the uncle gets your kid a hamster. You just have to have this hamster. Like, there's no way it could be ungiven. So they just had to deal with it. And our neighbors showed up with this trampoline, and it turned out it was in better shape than, like, they got a new one because they could, but like it had some holes in it and stuff, but it could be fixed. So like it was a little bent and stuff, but we fixed it up for the most part. My dad and I stitched up the holes with dental floss, which is like a distant cousin to duct tape, and it worked. So because it's coated in wax, it's waterproof. It's pretty tough. Works through your teeth. It's actually pretty durable material. So it's like outdoor. Yeah, I was kind of proud of my dad, because everyone looked at him like he was out of his mind to let his kids even like try to hang out on this like broken, destroyed trampoline. And then, but then he fixed it, and it worked. And honestly, some of that floss held out longer than other parts of the trampoline. So to his credit, but so anyway, I used to spend hours and hours on that thing, and a lot of it was actually not jumping, but just laying down in the summer and like looking up, because we had these big oak and maple trees back there, and so I'd just look up through the canopy, and we had, jets would fly overhead, and they'd leave those lines in the sky. And I'm working towards something here. Just stay with me, hang with me. So you guys are like, he talked mostly. It was a speech with some songs. So I would sit there and I'd watch these planes go overhead, and they'd leave those lines, which I later looked up. They're called contrails, condensation trails. Contrails, yeah. Not to be confused with chemtrails, totally different kind of thing. But anyway, so and I'd always watch till they evaporated. I'd try to watch till they kind of disappear. It was policy. And years later, I was playing this in my basement, and for some reason, I started thinking about those days laying on the trampoline and just that sight up through the trees of the lines in the sky, and I started to think about how people in a lot of ways are like those lines in the sky, in that we're all temporary. Sometimes our paths cross, sometimes we run parallel for a while, but eventually, for whatever reason, we move on, whether it's we literally have to move, or we pass away, or whatever, we move on. And so I've kind of, since writing this song, made it my policy that to be as present as I can in the relationships I get to have while I get to have them, and not dwell on the fact that they're going to move on, but try to be as present as I can while I can. And it's particularly been hard with this job, because I meet people for an hour, and then I'm gone for 2 years. I may never see them again. But I'm trying really hard to stay in the moment, because really that is the only thing that matters, at the end of the day. So this is Lines in the Sky, kind of started with the trampoline. Out of the daydream and back into the night, all of the same things while our lives stand on trial. All of this waiting while the minute hands have learned to fly. You and I, we were drawn like lines in the sky. Lines in the sky. Lines in the sky, one moment, one try. Lines in the sky, you and I, we are only time. And I don't know about this, how do we live like this? Just lines in the sky. My parents are golden, so are my sisters and brothers. This family's my stone, and my wife's my whole life. So what keeps me broken It's how we're only a moment. 'Cause you and I, we were drawn like lines in the sky. Lines in the sky. Lines in the sky. One moment, one try. Lines in the sky. You and I, we are only time. And I don't know about this. How do we live like this? How do we live like this? Hold me while I'm up. Don't let me look back down. You're all the hope I've got in any solid ground. Hold me while I'm up. Don't let me look back down. You're all the hope I've got, that we are more than now. Lines in the sky. Lines in the sky. One moment, one flight. Lines in the sky. You and I, we are only time. And I don't know about this. How do we live like this? How do we live like this? How do we live like this? Just lines in the sky. Whoa.